The circus was here. The excitement in the air was palpable as families and friends gathered, eager to experience the magic and wonder that awaited them under the big top. Red and white stripes flapped in the breeze, creating a mesmerizing dance of colors that beckoned everyone to come closer and join the fun. Children laughed and pointed at the clowns, their faces lighting up with joy and amazement as the performers juggled, tumbled, and made funny faces. The air smelled like popcorn and sawdust, a delightful combination that instantly brought back memories of past circus visits and created new ones for the young and old alike. It was a very exciting day. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, holding colourful balloons and eagerly waiting for the show to begin. Amongst the happy crowd stood a baby elephant named Ella. She was the star of the show, capturing hearts with her playful antics and gentle nature. Ella had big, floppy ears and a very curious trunk. Her ears would flap with excitement, and her trunk would explore everything around her, from the ground to the people she met. She loved exploring, especially when her tummy rumbled. The circus grounds were her playground, filled with new sights, sounds, and smells to discover. Today, Ella's tummy rumbled for peanuts. She reached out with her trunk, eagerly accepting the tasty treats from a friendly vendor, her eyes twinkling with delight. Mr. Jenkins, the peanut vendor, had the best spot under the big top. His cart was piled high with bags of crunchy, salty peanuts. The aroma wafted through the air, making Ella's mouth water.
Peanuts! Get your peanuts here!
Ella wanted those peanuts so badly, but she was too small to reach the counter. What could she do? Ella watched as children bought bags of peanuts. She noticed how happy they were, their faces lighting up with joy as they received their treats. The vendor, Mr. Jenkins, was busy handing out bags and making change, his cart surrounded by eager kids. They giggled and tossed the peanuts in the air, catching them in their mouths. The air was filled with laughter and the sound of peanuts crunching. Ella's eyes sparkled as she watched the children play, an idea slowly forming in her mind. An idea sparked in Ella's clever little head. She had seen how the children used their hands to catch the peanuts, but she had something even better. Her trunk! She could use her trunk. It was long, flexible, and perfect for grabbing things. Ella's trunk was her secret weapon, and she was ready to put it to good use.
I could use my trunk, Ella thought to herself, her eyes twinkling with excitement. She imagined all the fun she could have with the peanuts.
Quietly, Ella shuffled closer to the crowd surrounding Mr. Jenkins's cart. She moved with the grace and stealth of an elephant on a mission, her trunk swaying gently as she approached. She waited for the perfect moment. Ella knew she had to be patient. Timing was everything. She stood still, her eyes fixed on Mr. Jenkins, waiting for the right opportunity. Then, when Mr. Jenkins was busy making change, Ella made her move. Her trunk reached out swiftly and skillfully, aiming for a bag of peanuts. She was determined to join in the fun and enjoy the tasty treats just like the children.
With a mischievous twinkle in her eye, Ella stretched out her trunk. It snaked through the crowd, unseen. Closer and closer it went towards the mountain of peanuts. Nobody noticed the trunk as it dipped into a bag of peanuts. Ella carefully scooped up a trunkful and with a satisfied snort, retracted her trunk back to her. She had done it.
Ella scurried away from the crowd. Finding a quiet spot by her mother, Ella happily munched on her stolen treasure. The peanuts were crunchy and salty, just as delicious as she imagined. The sun beamed down on the happy circus. Ella closed her eyes, content. Being clever was so much fun. Later that day, Mr. Jenkins noticed something strange. He had been working at the circus for years and nothing usually escaped his keen eyes. One of his peanut bags seemed lighter than the others. He picked it up, weighed it in his hands and frowned. This was unusual. He scratched his head in confusion, trying to figure out what could have happened. Had someone taken some peanuts? Or was there a hole in the bag? He looked around, then chuckled to himself. The circus was full of surprises, but this one was particularly curious. He spotted peanut shells near Ella, the circus elephant. She was munching away happily, oblivious to his discovery.
That clever elephant, he thought, shaking his head with amusement. Ella had always been smart, but this was a new level of cunning. Mr. Jenkins decided to give Ella a whole bag of peanuts. She had earned it with her clever trick. After all, such cleverness deserved a reward. Ella's eyes lit up as she received the bag, and she trumpeted in delight, making Mr. Jenkins laugh.